What's up, guys? Back with another video, and for this video we're going to be doing something different. We're going to be reacting to cheaters in Fortnite. Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification so you always know when I post a new video. Now let's get into it.
Seems like hackers in Fortnite are everywhere. Tournaments, Twitter, TikTok, and even...
Yeah, I have seen that a lot. That TikTok, I remember seeing that. I was like, bro, why are you just streaming this? You're ruining the game.
Event of the year, you first have to understand how good Fortnite's anti-cheat is. Do you think for the average
Fortnite cheat developer,
it's easy to cheat in Fortnite, or is it actually difficult and just like a select group of people understand how to do it?
Yeah, I think it's really difficult. I think a lot of people don't give easy anti-cheat credit. I think easy anti-cheat is one of the best anti-cheats I've ever, like, it's not even close. If you ask anyone who actually knows what I'm talking about, easy anti-cheat is very good.
Now, I know what you're thinking when you hear that. I see cheaters all the time at the top of the skirmish leaderboards and tournaments, and I see pros complaining about them and dying to cheaters every tournament. So how could Fortnite's anti-cheat possibly be good? Well, there's actually two good explanations to that. The first is just the cat and mouse nature of cheating. To drastically oversimplify the matter, say easy anti-cheat could detect 5 different methods of cheating in Fortnite. Eventually, someone will figure out a way to create a 6th method that will be undetected. Easy anti-cheat then has to find out how these players were undetected and then ban them. Then the cheat developers have to figure out what was detected and then recreate a new cheat. Essentially, this cycle just
repeat.
Cheaters are going to always be one step ahead of any anti-cheat. This means there's going to be periods where cheating isn't that bad and other times where they just run rampant. Then if you combine this with the current throwback skirmishes having no rank requirement to enter, and you're actually going to have
not a good idea.
A lot of cheaters at the top. I will say though, a lot of the cheaters who've placed at the top of these leaderboards have already been banned and also removed, which leads to my second explanation of how the easy anti-cheat works.
The way that it works is, say you have a cheat that is detected, but you're the only user, you'll be able to play for a little bit, so you'd be able to play. They know you're cheating, they'd identify it, but then as more users, and they wouldn't ban you, and that as more users came onto your cheat, and they're monitoring this automatically. As more users come onto your cheat, they'll ban wave you. And they'll make it very difficult for you to really understand what is.
Yeah, because if I ban one, they're like, okay, don't use this. If only one's using it and they ban it, they're gonna be like, okay, don't use this cheat.
I just think that you can understand what is detected in your cheat. No, it's legitimately hard to cheat in Fortnite. I think I've been banned from Fortnite like over 100 times. I just think that, you can look
don't cheat, guys. Just get good.
Cheating, you go on TikTok and you see all these people cheating. But I mean, if you can get these people to last like over a week or so, like, it's so rare that.
Yeah, like once you cheat, you're done. You can't play anymore. Like you're gone. Like you can't make a new account because they have the IP thing where they can know it's still you and then ban you, even if you're not using cheats.
And just banning people instantly. So because if you get banned instantly, then you know you're active.
Yeah.
And then you can keep testing and figure out what's detected and get around it.
Cheaters are nearly exclusively playing tournaments and are in high elo.
They just want money.
So pro players will have seen way more than the average person. But outside of high elo tournaments, most players will have only ever seen 1 or 2 cheaters in their entire time playing the game, which at minimum shows how much better Fortnite's anti-cheat is than the majority of other games out there. So this led me to an obvious question. How many of the top pros around the world does Auden believe are currently cheating?
I don't think really any of them, to be honest with you.
They get banned by now, 100%.
There's something very special, and you're extremely, lucky, or you're just not cheating.
Right.
Because like he said, he's a cheat developer. Like, you're not lasting for a week.
People go for months at a time. If you go back a few years ago, I think like the first high-profile ban was KD. What was it, like the Frosty Fancy? Like not a lot of people know, but that wasn't his first ban.
I have no clue who that is.
Pretty much, so with the cheat that they were using, there wasn't that many people on it. I knew someone who was on it. And, basically, they all got banned one day. And KD messaged every person who used the cheat got unbanned and got 2,000 V-Bucks. And then fast forward to Frosty Frenzy and they all got banned again. Yeah, that's the thing, you'll have a bunch of these pros who get banned, and Epic just won't say anything. There was another person who got banned, who a lot of people just would never suspect. I don't think he's even called out. Named Flalism, I think that is.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, his main account's banned, and he just changed. Yeah, he just changed the name.
So if easy anti-cheat makes it so difficult for accounts to remain undetected for weeks at a time, how did a cheater manage to qualify to the FNCS Global Championship? Since
Wait,
Fox
what?
is the smallest region with the smallest player base, naturally they also get the least amount of qualification slots, being 5 total. They have 1 in Major 1 and Major 2, 2 in Major 3, and then 1 in the additional Last Chance Major. This meant
If
in
they
order to
cheated,
qualify,
how did they go to
basically had
grand
win your region
finals?
or
Like, how did they
become
go
second
to the
in
in-game
one of the
event then?
qualifiers. Very difficult for even the best players in that region. First major was won by Anon and Sons, who we'll absolutely come back to later, but since they also won Major 2, that meant that Sorf and Skits in second place were given the Global Championship qualification. So come to the final major of the year, Major number 3, and a lot of the region's best teams were yet to qualify. Notably, Alex and Worthy, the region's
W's?
best duo, and
W's?
Pumpkin and Volts. Volts had qualified to the same event the year prior, but was disqualified for being in a Discord call with Pumpkin in a small solo tournament. He placed second in Major 1, meaning he just missed out on qualification by 12 points. But there was one
Crazy.
team who was making waves in Major 3, and that was Jace and Repulse.
What's like the longest an account of yours has been cheating on and not banned for?
Well, obviously the best one is like Repulse. Like we started using it like 6-7 months ago, and they only got banned manually because like with tweets and stuff.
Now, Repulse is one of the best OCE keyboard and mouse players in the first few years of Fortnite's release, even placing 4th at DreamHack Anaheim 2020 LAN event. Very impressive for a player from such a small region, but come to the end of 2021 and he would quit and disappear from the internet entirely. Strangely, on his return midway through 2023, he would be playing Controller. He actually played a week of FNCS in Major 2 with a player named Slickson.
He just
or Slicks,
switched?
I don't know how to pronounce it. He stopped playing with Slickson for Major 2.
I mean, I
and
assume
instead
he's
decided
cheating because, you know,
interesting reason.
And like,
because this is a
the-
cheater
we thought it
video.
was a good idea anyway, because like playing with a legit player, you know, like you're not gonna look as obvious as you would playing 2 cheaters.
With absolutely no difficulty, they made it through the 3 weekly qualifiers and had made it to the Major 3 Grand Finals. Everyone, and I mean everyone on OCE, knew that this was not Repulse playing on the account. There was absolutely no way a player could quit for 2 years, return on a different input, and suddenly be one of the best
makes
players
sense.
in the
I
region.
thought he was just using
They were
hacks.
constantly being reported in-game and in the appropriate discords, but it didn't seem like Epic Games had enough evidence to actually ban them. This means that they ended up playing out all 12 games of Major 3 Grand Finals.
That would suck,
and
like
won.
everybody
The prize
knowing
for
that
first
it's not
place was
him, but Epic Games just
$20,000,
didn't have enough
but they
evidence to
also
ban
punched
that.
that ticket to the Global Championship. And here's the kicker, even if they come dead last at the FNCS Global Championship, that's still $4,000.
It's
So
crazy,
at
but
minimum, they've made
it's not actually him, so
$12,000.
even then,
But
how are they
Volts and
going to the
Pumpkin
thing?
missed out on
It's
that
in person.
qualification. Since Volts didn't
Because
on last year's
it's not
LAN
actually
due to
them.
disqualification
Well, it's not
and
actually
was
that one
place off
person.
on Major 1, and now he wouldn't qualify due to obvious cheaters, you could understand
That's-
his frustration.
that's
there
sad.
was no way this was Repulse playing, but everybody knew who it actually was. Forbes.
I remember
No
I
clue
got a
what that
DM from
is.
Forbes like a while ago. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go on Repulse's account. And so he did.
And Repulse was,
and
it looks
just
like he
played
was
with
on
it. It was
Power,
really
and
funny,
I'm,
actually, 'cause it was
if
like gradual, it
Repulse
wasn't-
was,
he wasn't sure about
if
going
he
on
was
the
letting
account
him
at
just
first 'cause he didn't
pretend,
know how to
then
use
that's
it.
it's probably a big
And
hit,
he's just like, yeah, I'm gonna try and
like
win
big
games.
stab in the back for
Like,
Power
that's
too.
what
Be
kinda happened. It
crazy.
just very quickly unfolded like that.
Now, Forbes, similar to Repulse, was a very good player in Chapter 1 and 2. He was massive on YouTube at the time, and during his time as a legitimate player, was also one of the best in the region. After playing
Why do these people cheat if you're already good at the game? You're already good at the game and you cheat. Like, there's no, like, that's actually so stupid. I don't even understand people that cheat to begin with. Like, I can understand more if you're bad, but, like, especially if you're good at the game, why are you cheating? Like, honestly, that's just so stupid. Like, why? You just ruined everything. Especially if you make content on it. Now you can't make your content anymore. You have to maybe switch. You have to like switch. I'm watching the video. You have to like. You can't like make a new account. They're gonna know, and you're probably gonna. If you make a new account, you're probably gonna try to make new videos. Even if you're not hacking, you still get banned. So you just ruined it. Like you just ruined it. Like it's honestly just so stupid.
multiple FNCS with Repulse in 2021, he continued to compete after Repulse had quit, until one day, he himself got banned. Now, reportedly, Forbes actually never cheated in Fortnite. However, what he was doing was cheating in Rainbow Six and forgot to close
Nah,
the cheat
if
and
he's cheating in
restart
one
his
game,
PC,
he's-
meaning when he launched Fortnite,
That's
detected
funny,
by
that's
the
funny.
anti-cheat system, and he ended up getting banned from
That's
Fortnite.
funny.
This led down the path of
He
continually
left it
playing
on,
alt
but
accounts,
not.
playing
If he was
tournaments,
cheating in
and
one
after
game, he's
getting
probably
banned on
planning to
those
cheat in
repeatedly
Fortnite
as well, he
anyway.
just
Like,
fully committed
even if
to
he was
cheating
cheating in one
tournaments.
game, like,
This is how
still.
he became acquainted with Auden, who you heard
Like,
at
you
the
can't
start of the
trust
video,
it.
which would start the decline of the OCE region.
So I kind of helped him find cheats. Like, this is before I was really making anything. And so this kind of continued for a while. You know, he'd play for a little bit, get banned, blah blah blah. Eventually found some stuff where he'd be able to play tournaments. It was him and there were some other OC players, like, who were pros. I think Forbes was like the one that really started it, because when you had Forbes, Jolin, and Zora all on alt accounts playing FNCS, it's kind of like a red flag. And then they all
Yeah.
got banned, and then they all went to play on their mains. And then they got banned. Yeah, that definitely started it. When you saw all of these like high tier pro players who, you know, literally a few seasons ago were in NA representing OCE and, like, you know, placing really well. You have a lot of these people in the community saying, why can't I do that too? And yeah, that's definitely what started it, I think.
With the alternate accounts repeatedly getting banned, they searched for an option that would allow them to go undercover. If a cheater has 1 or 2 events played, then out of nowhere they win a tournament, it's fairly obvious that they're cheating. But if they get their hands on an account that's placed highly
Mm,
years, it's much harder to detect. So in OCE, the accounts of pro players who've quit are very sought after, such as Repulse's account. Now, for very obvious reasons, I'm not going to tell you exactly how they didn't get banned and how they avoided ban detection, but I will say it's not possible without severe hardware modifications, hardware ban avoidance, and then a small user base on your cheat to make sure that you don't get ban waived altogether.
Because if you have a lot of users, like, it just gives you more attention. Again, it kind of brings you back to that heuristic ban that EAC does. So you get more attention to yourself when people don't like that. But if you have a smaller user base, it's more consistent, but you also get less.
And it's a lot of money. One cheat reseller sent me a screenshot showing they grossed over $42,000 in revenue over the last month from their 500 to 700 daily users. They pay people to use their cheats in order to make recordings so they can promote the products, but with such a large user base on a public product, it becomes a prime target for detection, hence why they're paying people to get the recordings rather than actually using it themselves. And as we already know, if one user on the cheat gets detected, everyone on the cheat gets detected and ban waived. The clip you're seeing right now is the actual cheat that Forbes used on Repulse's account to win FNCS. Don't be fooled by this though, they're not selling this cheat, they are fully scamming you, but we'll come back
That's
to that
crazy.
later. Now obviously Forbes was smart when he was playing on the account. He cheated, but he didn't full-on aimbot 200 to 0 dead players through the sky. Very well. Over the years
Is
of
that
playing on
clicks?
different accounts, he found different
On the
play
left?
style that makes it less obvious to players watching the replays. In fact, that may have kind of been my fault, I'm not gonna lie.
If you like want to look at someone with your ESP, like you gotta make sure. You
I moved
see
my
their
webcam,
infos.
but my thing was glitching, so it moved too
Because
late.
I remember this specific scenario happened. Like, I was using the Juicy account, right? And you were the one that actually found this out. And you
I
got the
did
clip.
indeed. I got
Yeah,
you, baby.
You did, and then like no, the reason because my teammate I saw him in the open, so I'm like, okay, I'm good to shoot him. I think I didn't see him. So then I opened it like 2 hours later, and I just see your tweet. I'm like, what the fucking fake calling for?
This cheat that Moose was using here is the exact same one that Forbes would use to play on Repulse's account. It seems like the combination of a legacy account of a quit pro player, hardware modified cheats, and a legitimate pro player using them and playing to hide the cheats made it too difficult for Epic Games to ban them. Jason Repulse were announced as the Major 3 FNCS champions, and over the next few weeks, Epic Games made multiple content pieces containing them in the lead up to the FNCS Global Championship, which, given I had reported them multiple times, I personally found very entertaining. A question you may be asking is, was Jace cheating? He was playing with a cheater, and surely he knew that it was not Repulse playing on the account because he was well aware that it was Forbes. Well, he's also not the only one who was aware of this. I remember seeing this tweet of Jace, Repulse, and Anon with their FNCS pickaxes. Now, this is strange to me because Forbes was obviously playing on Repulse's account, Jace knew, and then Anon was clued in the call, so it was clear also Anon was aware that Forbes was cheating on this. Didn't report it, and the reason he didn't report it is because he has protection from the cheaters. Reportedly, this may not be true.
There's a bunch of people who also, they're not playing with the cheater at all, but they're being, you know, told like where to drop or a juice lane that would make it so that they're kind of spared
So basically, as in like,
Anon.
That's
hey,
crazy.
Anon, yeah, hey, you're not cheating, but land in this area. Yeah, land away because we'll be hitting everyone in the 200-meter
That's
radius.
crazy. Or
basically,
they're gonna
around
get
here.
Something
targeted
like
by the
that.
hackers, and
like,
then they have no chance of
yeah,
calling.
exactly.
Like, that's
They
crazy.
obviously know what they're doing. Like, they're not innocent.
Now, if you're hacking, having the ability to see the names of the players who are in the lobby is pretty beneficial, as you can choose who you want to target and who you don't want to target. I will say,
Yeah.
in the region, this is not just an issue with Jace and Anon, however. They're yet to face any repercussions with this, but this is a region-wide problem. Everyone is aware of it.
You know, like in OCE, for example, do you think is it just like everyone up at the top understands what's going on here?
Yeah, they understand what's like. We obviously don't give them proof, you know, but like they understand. Yeah, like in ESL last year, like I played with Suns, right, and we won that tournament, and like the whole region was complaining about it because obviously Suns knew I was feeding.
Yeah, here's a crazy stat I didn't think I'd be saying. All 4 different players who won one of the 3 majors in OCE this year were either cheating or were associated with cheaters. Everyone, and I mean everyone in OCE, knows that this happens, but if they speak out about it, they get focused by the hackers and have no chance in qualifying to the international
Yeah,
land,
that's just
so everyone's just
that's
kinda quiet.
crazy.
With the FNCS majors being online, it does open up the possibility for players to cheat their way to cash prizes, but since the Global Championship was an in-person event, this raised a very obvious issue with the replays.
How are they gonna go?
Who's actually going to travel to the event? Since people, including Epic Games, knew what the real Repulse looked like, Forbes wouldn't be able to attend the event, and Repulse himself would have to go. At this point, Repulse was forced to return to playing the game after 2 years off, and reportedly played so much that he didn't go to work and actually lost his job. People often ask this question, like if he could transport back to 2019 and they could play in the World Cup then, would you be able to qualify for the finals or even win? But this was like a really interesting
Actually, I
example
probably
of
would
the complete opposite.
qualify for the
You have a
finals.
player time traveling forward who hasn't played in multiple years, and now they're going to the biggest LAN and seeing how
Yeah,
well
that's
they play.
actually
During
kinda
this time
funny.
they were practicing, they sucked massively. I watched some of their tournaments, and unfortunately the replays are no longer available, so you can't physically watch them, but they played a duo cash cup, died a lot in 5 games, and struggled to come top 3,000. It was very funny, and I really wish I had clips of it, but unfortunately you can just see the leaderboard here or something. It's a pretty poor showing for a team who 2 weeks earlier just won FNCS Grand Finals. A few days before their flights to Denmark, the FNCS Major 3 winnings were paid out, meaning yes, the real Repulse was able to claim the $10,000 that he earned that Forbes played for him, without getting banned. Now, whilst in Denmark, the first 2 days were media days, where the players shot a bunch of content that would be used for the broadcast. A lot of the players spent this time doing things that were strictly against Blast and Epic Games rules in the hotel and around the area. Now, I've heard 2 different stories from a lot of different people because I've reached out to as many people as possible on this. The first was that they were smoking and drinking in the hotel room. By the way, they were not the only ones, and were punished for it. The second was that reportedly, Repulse was telling everyone, and I mean everyone, that he wasn't the one that played. This information almost
crazy.
definitely got its way back to Epic or Blast.
I mean, they already
and they
knew,
probably
but
just
like
ended up
now,
picking them from that.
100%.
Now, we'll probably never know what the real reason was because even Repulse wasn't told because Epic Games' fantastic communication policies rely on that. However, they were kicked and immediately deported back to Australia and lost out on any potential earnings from this event. They had claimed their earnings from Major 3, as we already mentioned, however the Repulse account still wasn't banned until a week later. Now reportedly, out of the 10k that Repulse made, Forbes was meant to get 7k as he was on the played, however Repulse is currently holding on to all of it. The real
That's
Repulse
crazy.
no longer has access to this
It's
Twitter
actually
account,
crazy.
so this is clearly a scam that's attempting to take back the earnings that Repulse is still holding on to.
Probably maybe last Forbes related question. What is the reason that you specifically, obviously you said you banned him from your cheat and whatnot, you seem to be cutting ties.
I just don't like the scam. Like, I don't know, it's a reoccurring thing, like I've kind of just, especially when it's a small like community like ours, it's like with all due respect, like I keep saying this, like we don't need you to be our customer, like we don't need your subscription. Like you're here because you're a friend of someone who we've trusted, or
Sure.
you are we trusted. And then eventually what you'll see is that people who, you know, who someone is trying to invite to the server or something, they'll, well, this is a scam because I saw it on Twitter. It's like the ultimate fuck you if you like kind of allow someone to use your software and you just have them scamming people with it.
However, this isn't the only scam that hackers do in Fortnite. As of recording, this is currently the Fortnite OG season, yet this live stream that I just saw is broadcasting gameplay of them cheating in Chapter 4 Season
Yeah, I
1,
saw
which
that.
is
I was
almost
like, what?
10 months ago. If you notice, This is clearly the account's first game, as a lot of the map hasn't even been discovered yet. When the
And it
game
keeps
ends, the page
replaying.
just restarts. Clearly they're able to play one game and get banned, and these streams just lead people either to complete scams or cheap cheats that just will get you banned. Twitter cheaters are just as bad. They frequently take credit for other people who have cheated in-game, posting pictures of other cheaters on the leaderboard and saying it's them, and they do this to promote their own scams, but the thing is, no one's ever going to call them out because they'll reveal that they themselves have tried to buy cheats. Since this scam tweet on Reaple's account did actually contain proof that cheating has occurred on the account, a few hours after it went live, Reaples was banned from Fortnite.
Do you have anything
Makes sense.
you think is worth mentioning?
Yeah,
we haven't talked about?
I mean,
Don't cheat.
I mean, don't, not really worth cheating in Fortnite. Like, even if you, like... I mean,
That's
I don't know,
actually
it's
rich
obviously
coming
not gonna
from the
stop
cheat
anyone
developer,
just
though.
quitting the game and thinks they can give it a try. I just think that, it typically won't work out for you, and you are gonna get banned eventually. It's just not really worth it.
You know, if I could be honest, if I could go back, like, I would have cheated in the first place. I would have, like,
Really?
played legit. Yeah.
How come?
I know, because like, I wasn't even banned for all the cheats. So
You see,
I
like,
still played.
You're not bad and
I
you
just
still do
would've
it.
been
Why is
rolling
this?
around from account to account.
Alright. But yeah, that's like so stupid. You're not bad and you still decide to cheat. Like just don't cheat. I feel like if you were in a Fortnite tournament and you cheated, so you stop people from winning money, you should get fined. Like, you should get fined the money